Mussolini, aggiornamento, no, risorgimento. Is it risorgimento? Yeah, I think so. Mussolini, they're hanging from the telephone pole. They do, they're hanging from the telephone pole.
Why don't you touch base on how many people you're supporting at the moment?
You tell them. Very good keeping the dog and barking yourself. I'm trying to introduce this man as my charge d'affaires.
Oh, that's a nice.
Charge d'affaires and Nicholas Christoforou Theodoratu. Hello? What?
No, so yeah, I work with Bob. My name's Nick Christofor. I work with Father Bob, so I look after his media, personal fundraising, foundation fundraising, and as well as the Bob Keep program, which, thanks to Emmanuel, came at the right time. So what happened was in 2021, from the pandemic, once that hit, we needed to keep up with the demand of pretty much supporting families that were going without. And Bob, with his brilliant brain, mastermind, he said, Nick, we've got to do Bob Keeper to replace JobKeeper. So what it was now we had at the moment of 2021, we're feeding around 300 to 400 families a week.
Did you hear him?
300 to 400 families, which was our usuals at the time. So yeah, 300 families a week from our warehouse in Port Melbourne, Albert Park. We branched out to South Melbourne, then to St Kilda, and did we go to Brighton a bit? Did you go a bit through?
There's no one hungry in Brighton.
I know. There's a lot that lurk around there, especially in St Kilda.
Brighton, there's something next door to the Brighton.
Elwood.
Elwood, Rosebud.
No, that's further east. Rosebud, Peninsula. So yeah, so Bob looked after those areas for about 30 years throughout the church, and now he started the Father Bob Maguire Foundation in 2011. So throughout the last 10 years, he's been supporting about 300 to 400 families a week. So since the pandemic, with a matter of 4 to 6 months, it doubled. We were supporting about 700 families a week, which was ridiculous, because we now had families that were coming, that one parent was working, the other one got the sack, or vice versa, because of the situation with COVID. They couldn't go to work, so they were left without pay. So we had to feed a family with kids that was still working but couldn't still provide food on the table for their kids, which was sad. So just before COVID, Father Bob, at the beginning of COVID as well, we had the peanut farm behind Luna Park, where we had an open buffet, and we had families coming out there every Sunday night. And in the midst of that, 5 days a week, from our warehouse, we're giving out groceries, up to 50 families a day. So they come there, they get their groceries, and they can go home and take it to their families. But within COVID, Father Bob had worked throughout the last 20 years with Gina, who operates Broadmeadows.
God love her. Broadmeadows Community
Service.
What's it called?
Communities. Yeah, Banksia Gardens.
Banksia Gardens. Banksia Gardens. Magnificent performance. And we want to, and it's right on the edge of the Broadmeadows public housing. Right, just across the thing. Huh? So we're a magnificent performance, Gina.
So Father Bob pretty much...
It was on the telly, didn't we make a thing for telly?
Last week.
What was that, Sunrise or?
The Project.
The Project, yeah. The media tart performed at his best.
So how many families would you be feeding at the moment?
So now at the moment, I know from a fact we're supporting a couple thousand people a week. Now in terms of families, probably we're hitting now 700 to 900.
Is that me or you?
No, that's not neither of us. 700 to 900 families a week, which is ridiculous. So 6 to 8 months ago, we're only supporting about 300 to 400. Now we've jumped up more than double. And we're now pretty much Bob stretched out his arms into other communities. So the whole point of BobKeeper is to not just help alleviate this pandemic post-crisis, we've also now created an opportunity at raising a fundraising campaign to now push it into a program where BobKeeper wants to then go out into other communities, as Bob just mentioned before, to form...
When we go the other, we were doing far.
To Rosebud.
No, up in the bloody hills with the kids playing footy.
Oh, yeah, Casey. We went to Casey.
Casey Fields.
Yeah.
You heard of that? Yeah. Casey Fields. Yeah, lots of kids playing footy and they couldn't afford, you know, and that's when I decided then, I think I wish to God, another bus where we could pick up, because a lot of our kids from South Melbourne, Port Melbourne, used to have to go to Casey Fields for the competition. And I thought, oh, why couldn't we have a bus and you can take the parents? They want to go, how the hell are they going to get there? They're going to pay petrol for the motor car or whatever. Huh? So you have a nice bus and you gather them all together, off we go to Casey Fields.
It's a brilliant thing.
How many people do you have working for you?
Huh?
How many people have you got within the organisation?
What, the workers?
Yeah.
What I tell you is all, I wanted you all today to become civil celebrants. Do you know what I mean? So that they will be able to be the person you can go to sign a document, isn't it? And the person that you can go to arrange a marriage. Huh? Quiet or whatever it has to be. What was it? I should have answered that question.
No, it's fine. I can do want to touch base on that.
Casey Fields?
Yeah, no, so we've probably got Bob's main office, he's got about 3 full staff. And then in our warehouse we have about, the warehouse is run by volunteers.
Yeah.
So it's about 10 to 15 and they rotate every couple of weeks. So we're quite tight and small and we had a lot of field to cover throughout the last year and a half. But we're efficient and effective.
Yeah.
So now this BobKeeper program has created 2 brand new opportunities. We're now supporting a whole new pantry in Broadmeadows, an additional 100 families.
And we have in Sunshine. Am I in Sunshine?
And you are in Sunshine.
Well, that's what we want to do. We want to create a strategic alliance with the brothers. A strategic alliance. You know what I mean? Where it's efficient and effective. It's got to be efficient because you won't put up with it. You see? Messy, oh God, what's he doing now? No.
Are you looking for people to help, manual labour so to speak, or money and manual labour, or what is it that you look at? How can we assist in that?
Yeah, how can we assist, Nicholas?
Similar, we were discussing this before with Emmanuel. What we did in Broadmeadows, that was an operating service as it was, and they saw Bob provide his meals through his warehouse, so they put together a shipping container on the outside of their service because they couldn't cater for the clientele that was coming there quite frequently last year, twice a week. So what they did is they fitted out a container with refrigerators, a small sink, that way they could distribute, put together some groceries to give out to the clientele. Now that was effective and efficient. Now every operation, like to say here example, I'm sure you would have a kitchen. So it just really goes about differently on how you operate. You would want to coordinate something like that. Now the whole point of BobKeeper was to use Bob's arm to stretch it into other communities to meet the demand where not many people knew about. That's why he wanted to go now from Broadmeadows now into the west. So Bob would first of all look for funds, secondly he'll rely on volunteers, and if the case we have to pay some people too. That's just how it is, once or twice a week to coordinate these things, but it's strictly run by volunteers and we operate it with the coordination and collaboration with whoever wants to get involved. And that's how it works. And we're willing to work with anyone, and Emmanuel, he's been a massive support for Father Bob. He loves the initiative, BobKeeper. So it's not just supported now a pantry, it's provided opportunities for scholarships for kids at the Melbourne City Football Club, and this has all happened in the last 4 months. So Bob's giving kids opportunity to hopefully one day fulfil their dreams. So he's dealing with refugees as well. So some of the new, out of the 100 new families Father Bob's supporting, 60% of these families are from refugee backgrounds that came last year from the Taliban, from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Lebanon, Syria. They can go on and on. So we might even have a refugee crisis soon coming, Father. Which is nice.
From Ukraine.
So these things, Bob likes to raise the awareness. But he's not just about raising the awareness, he actually gets the bloody job done. Now, he's 87 years old, but I take my hat off to him, my virtual hat.
You're talking about all this. You're talking funds. You're talking about donation in foodstuffs. You're talking land to facilities to be able to do this. So
Well, what a lovely alliance
You've given us a broad outline.
out there in the world. All the the respectables said hello. He's got a strategic alliance with the bloody Freemasons. Hello? Hey, what? Isn't it?
Nick,
It's stunning.
I think we've already debated or in discussion with you about the container. I tend to believe that we probably would be able to handle a small section of your vast organisation. Like the food pantry, probably what would happen is if there was a container in the car park, you would deliver.
So what we'll do is, from our warehouse, we run off food bank, fair share, and as well general donations as well from small companies that are willing to donate.
So what do you actually deliver to Broadmeadows?
Me and Bob deliver clothing, dry goods services of foods, toys, home essentials, educational kits.
Does this all come out of the container at Broadmeadows, or do you?
Yeah, so what we do, we deliver it earlier in the week.
Yes.
So they got Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll go on Monday, Wednesday or Friday, whatever day we can do. We'll take what we can and the rest we supply the funds, which Bob has been doing for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I understand on the fund side of it, this wouldn't involve us. But what happens is that you would like us to supply a storage unit?
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Well, depends on where. So Bob's main focus right now is, because access to funds is very hard, and that's just his game he's in. His main goal now is to go out to community established hubs, like yourself, or a community hall, to set out his outreach. And work off the backbone of already something that's been operating, people are familiar with the location. So our main goal is to bring the clientele there that need his help.
So what about the volunteers? Would you expect us to supply volunteers, or have you got
No, we want to work
that?
with the community, because there's no other better way than working with your own community that know their own clientele and people. So that's what Bob does, and that's what he does in Broadmeadows.